Inside Out 2 is tracking to have a huge box office opening weekend, so let's read the numbers and give you my thoughts on it. Pixar's Inside Out 2 is in early tracking to earn 80 million to 115 million on its domestic box office opening weekend. Wow, wow. This is very good for the box office predictions of Inside Out 2. I actually think it'll make it past 115 million, probably like 120 million. I'm not going to go that far, but if the movie is good, oh boy, this movie is going to make a ton of money. The first movie made 858 million, and I think this one could be on the verge of 900 million to probably a billion, becoming one of the top 25 biggest Disney films ever made. I say Inside Out 2 will be in the top 25 biggest Disney films because, well, technically, all 25 of the biggest Disney movies actually have made $1 billion, and then the rest have made a lot of 900 million to like 700 million, and I think Inside Out 2 will be on that category of one of the biggest Disney films ever. Maybe not at the top, but maybe like a little bit at the bottom to the top. This also shows that Pixar is truly back with their movies. They've had consistent flops for over 4 years now, with movies like Turning Red, Lightyear, Soul, Luca, and etc., except for Elemental, which did barely break a profit but had a horrible opening weekend. But with Inside Out 2, I think this movie is going to have strong legs, and I think for the future few Pixar films, like Elio and Toy Story 5, and maybe the rumored ones like Ducks, Incredibles 3, and Finding Nemo 3, they will really have a better box office result in the near future, where they're going to end off this decade very strongly. Also, Pixar is not getting the crappy treatment that they used to get treated years ago when Chapek used to be the CEO. I'm not going to really go over this because many people have gone over this a million times, but with Soul Luca and Turning Red going to Disney Plus, it did hurt those movies and kind of hurt Pixar for a while. That's why Lightyear flopped, but then Elemental, when it came back in theaters again, people are like, oh yeah, Pixar's a company that's made for theaters. And for Inside Out 2, I think that'll really clear that picture that yes, this is a studio where you have to go see their films on the big screen, not in your slimy living room. And it also shows that Bob Iger is doing a great job of trying to bring back Disney after what Chapek did, and he's still trying to fix the damage that Chapek did. And it looks like this is a first example of how he's really fixing the cracks and the damage that Chapek did to Pixar. And it seems like this movie is going to completely bring Pixar back to the audiences and really make them feel excited again about their future projects. Look at this here. Look at all the list of Disney films and Pixar films, because I am going to include the Disney animated films as well, and all of them have pretty much flopped except for Elemental. The ones that flopped were in the Bob Chapek era. They were either heavily affected by Disney Plus or the ones that got directly dumped on Disney Plus. Wish didn't do well because that wasn't a good movie, but Elemental did well because a lot of people enjoyed this movie. And I think with Inside Out 2, this movie is going to have legs. This is going to have a big opening weekend and it's going to dethrone every single one of these Disney films of the entire decade. And I think the rest of Disney's output for the rest of this decade is going to be huge. Plus, this really shows that Disney is kind of back to making event movies. For the past 4 years now, none of their movies really felt like events, except for the originals, but let's be honest, did Black Widow feel like an event? No. Did Jungle Cruise? No. Did Cruella? No. And did some of the other ones like Hocus Pocus 2 or Disenchanted? I know those are streaming, but still, were they really that big of events? Honestly, no. But with Inside Out 2 and their future Disney films, it really seems like they're putting the spotlight on this is an event, go see it in theaters, you must have to see it in theaters. And that's what Disney used to be back in the 2010s. They had a bunch of films that were huge events and made a lot of money at the box office. And I think Inside Out 2 is going to be the first step into this long phase for Disney where their films are going to feel like events once again. I'm just so happy that Disney is starting to feel like an event again. Moana 2, Mufasa, and Deadpool are looking to have huge marketing campaigns, and right now, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is looking to do well. I know that's Fox, but it was still marketed by Disney, I believe, but it was distributed by Fox. I could be wrong about that. But Disney is actually a company where I'm excited to see their projects again, some more than others. Like, I think Disney is going to have the best year this year out of any of the studios. I don't think a lot of their films are going to make like billions of dollars except for Inside Out 2, but I do think that they will make enough money that will really show that this company can get back to normal and their dark phase can kind of be behind them. What do you guys think about the box office predictions for Inside Out 2? And are you excited for this movie when it hits theaters in about 25 days? But that's all I got for the news for you guys right now. Please make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, and I'll see you guys all next time. How excited are you for Inside Out 2?